I graduated at Catholic high school, and we had some connections with other Catholic high schools where I got to make many friends, and those friends were being taught based on abstinence-based sex programs, and many of them ended up being pregnant if they were girls, or with STDs if they were girls and guys. And I mean, what if I told you my friends were not the only high schoolers that didn't have any idea of what they were doing? And that even with many stories like that, there are many schools that still have an abstinence-based sex education program over a comprehensive one. I'm not saying that we should have sex before marriage. I'm okay with abstinence, and I deeply respect women that are okay with abstinence. What I'm saying is that comprehensive sex education is better for the community. In order to understand why comprehensive sex education is more beneficial for the community, we have to understand the main advantages of it, which are being more inclusive, being more realistic, and being more efficient. So, the first one, when it comes to real world, to being realistic, approximately 95% of adults have had sexual relationships. This is according to a New York Times survey made in 2011. From that 95%, only 45% of those adults only 50%, my bad, were married. So we have 45% of adults who have had sexual intercourse without being married. And I mean, it's not okay that people that are not married they don't have any information about how to protect themselves. When it comes to high school, almost half of high school students have sexual intercourse, according to Center of Disease Control and Prevention. 41% of high schoolers have experienced sexual relationships, which is, I mean, being realistic, if you want to have high schoolers to protect themselves, you should have a comprehensive sexual program, because they're gonna know how to protect themselves and what are the consequences if they don't. Another thing of being realistic, which takes me to my next point, is the LGBT community. LGBT community is part of the world we live in today. Actually, 8.2% has ever been engaged. 8.2% of adults has ever been engaged in same-sexual relationships, according to William Institute. So, I did a survey on campus, and 90% of students who belong to the LGBT community felt like they were accepted by comprehensive sex education programs, while none of the students that I interviewed that I knew they were being taught in abstinence sex-based education felt accepted by the program. So that leads me to believe that when you're in an abstinence-based sex education program, you're not accepting everybody as they are, and that's not how it should be. So another thing that happens is that besides making them feel accepted, comprehensive sex education makes LGBT community students be safer. According to a study from the Center of American Programs, more than 2/3 of new HIV and syphilis cases come from homosexual people. I actually have a friend back at home who has HIV, and I talked to him last week, and what he told me is that he got HIV because he had no idea what he was doing, because he was never taught about it. He was never taught about protection, because he wasn't an abstinence-based program education. When we see how abstinence-based programs affect people and how comprehensive programs are beneficial for people, we also have to see the statistics to understand that comprehensive sex education is more effective. Actually, 40% of students who were taught in comprehensive sexual education delay sexual initiation, and lower the quantity of sexual partners. This, according to an Advocates for Youth, which is an organization who is in charge of getting better sexual information for teenagers. 60% of students who were in comprehensive sexual problems education reduce unprotected sex, which leads to less pregnancy and less STDs, which led to a 50% less pregnancy. Now, we already know, we already saw, comprehensive sex education is more beneficial for the community because it is more realistic, more inclusive, and more effective. Also, it makes students feel more accepted and be safer. So, I heard before doing this speech people saying, "Oh, you're just a baseball player. I mean, all you want to do is talk to girls and be like, okay, you can have sex before marriage and that's good." That's not what I think. I mean, this is my sister. She's 12 years old and she's like everything to me, you know. And I want her to be just with one man, with the man she's gonna marry. And I will do like anything for her. But I also want her to be prepared because I can't control her decisions and nobody can control other people's decisions. But you can control the fact that they're gonna be prepared. Wouldn't you like your sister, your brother, your family, your friends, even yourself to be prepared? Thank you.